How to grow yams. Yams are delicious, healthy, and fairly simple to grow. While this particular crop tends to thrive in tropical climates, it is easy to grow yams in colder climates with the right planning and forethought. You can grow your own sprouts in slips to plant, and then grow, harvest, and cure yams. Method 1. Growing slips for planting. 1. Start growing the sprouts. Yams aren't grown from seeds like most other vegetables, they grow from slips, which are derived from the sprouts of adult yams. To grow sprouts, cut a yam in half and submerge one portion in a glass of cool water. Insert toothpicks at 3 points around the middle of the yam and suspend it over the container, half submerged in the water. 2. Keep the sprouts warm. The growth process requires warmth, so place the glass near a heat source. If possible, position the glass near a window so that the sprouting yam gets sunlight as well. Otherwise, place it near a heater to absorb warmth that way. 3. Let sprouts develop. Refill the water in jars or glasses if necessary to keep the submersion level of the yam consistent. Wait for sprouts to form on the yam, this will take a few weeks. Once sprouts are leafy, take each one and gently twist it off of the yam. Each yam can produce up to 50 sprouts. 4. Root the slips. Lay each sprout in a shallow container, with the bottom half of the stem submerged in water. Allow the leaves to hang out over the rim of the container. Over the course of a few days, you should see roots emerging from the bottom of each sprout. When the roots are about an inch long, they are then slips that are ready to be planted. Slips can also be purchased online. Method 2. Planting the yams. 1. Loosen the soil. To ensure that the roots don't meet resistance as they expand, make sure that the soil is very loose and well drained where you want to plant the yams. When the ground starts to dry in the springtime, till the soil approximately 8 to 12 inches deep and remove debris, i.e. rocks, root pieces, etc. Spread compost or manure over the soil until it approximately 8 inches into the ground. To improve the soil structure, rake the area, spray it with water, and let it sit for 2 or 3 days before planting. 2. Make space. Ensure that you have enough room to accommodate the slips that you'll be planting. Large tubers need a lot of space to grow, as do the vines of the plants, which grow vigorously. Ideally, you should leave approximately a meter of space between each plant. 3. Wait for the right temperature. Yams do not grow well in cold temperatures, so it's best to wait until a few weeks after the last frost to plant your slips. Mid-spring is the ideal time to do so. Yams require a long growing season, so don't wait too long into the spring or summer to get started. 4. Bury the slips into the soil. Dig holes about 4 or 5 deep and 3 wide, approximately 10 or 12 centimeters deep and 7-8 cm wide. Place slips in the holes, dug about 8 to 10 inches apart, positioned with the roots pointing down and the leafy tops above the soil. Very gently fill the holes with soil, being careful not to jostle or bruise the slips too much. Press soil down lightly to get rid of any air pockets. Method 3. Tending to your plants. 1. Water the plants generously. Newly planted slips should be watered every day the first week, every second day the second week, and less as they grow. Be generous in hydrating them but pay careful attention to the crop to avoid waterlogging. Yams thrive in sunlight, so if the soil gets dry, adjust the watering schedule accordingly. 2. Fertilize the plants. Use a fertilizer during the growth period to help improve the state of the produce. Purchase a fertilizer that is low in nitrogen, an element which can compromise root development, and is high in phosphorus. It is best to fertilize the crop every 2 to 4 weeks. 3. Stake the plants. Yam plant vines are not sturdy and require support in order to produce a large yield. Keep an eye on the plants and stake the mounds approximately 4 weeks after the vines first emerge. Use bamboo canes as support for these yam vines, which can grow up to 10 feet. Method 4. Harvesting your yams. 1. Keep an eye on the plants. Yams typically take about 14 weeks to mature. They should be harvested when the tops of plants start to go yellow and wither. Harvesting generally occurs in autumn. 2. Remove yams from the soil. Use a pitchfork or similar gardening implement to gently dig into the soil and remove the tubers from under the surface. Start digging a safe distance from the stem. Be careful not to pierce the skin of the yams when removing them from the ground. 3. Cure your yams. Refrain from washing yams after harvesting. Instead, sort yams into boxes or baskets to cure them before storage. Curing can be done in approximately 2 weeks. To do so, place yams in a warm, dark place with some ventilation and leave them undisturbed. This process will allow bruising and wounds on the yams to heal and seal out rot bacteria. 4. Store your yams. Once harvested, yams can be kept for several months. Store yams in a cool, dry spot like a kitchen cabinet. Look up yam recipes and enjoy the fruits, or root vegetables, of your gardening.